I was watching Meet the Press on Sunday and saw Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, and he got asked about a thing that happened last Friday, which is that Moody's, the big credit rating agency, downgraded the debt of the United States.
On the Moody's downgrade, who cares?
And I was flabbergasted by that. Obviously, the government is not a business, but the Trump administration has tried to kind of run it like one. There have been some sort of stunty ways they've done that, like Doge, sort of cutting the fat, like you might at a company. But they're also taking a close look at sort of the national ledger. What do we own? What should we monetize? When you live in that world of like treating the government like a business, you can think of Scott Bessent, like the CFO. I've been covering business for 15 years, and I've never heard a CFO be so flippant about getting his debt downgraded by Moody's. This is all happening at a time when we really, really need, as a country, Scott Bessent, the president, really need bondholders on their side because we run our government at a deficit. We spend more money than we bring in, and that gap gets filled by Treasury bondholders. Basically, the Treasury Secretary took this moment to tell them that he doesn't really care what they think. Remember that Trump's big, beautiful bill is working its way through Congress, and this is going to add trillions of dollars to the deficit that are going to have to be filled by Treasury selling new bonds and asking bondholders very nicely to buy them. If you go back to the corporate example, it's a pretty weird time for a CFO to be telling his bondholders, we don't really care what you think. Tap the link in our bio to read more on Semaphore Business.